Let's get it started. How you guys been? How you been doing? What is up? We are here again for some more Apex Legends. Happy April Fools. Don't try to fool me. I'll be the untouchable, the unforgettable, the legendary, and non-gullible. I don't look at ceilings. I don't even own one. That being said, we are here, high school Apex Legends, always the case on Wednesdays. You guys know we love a little bit of high school action on Wednesdays. If you're used to college, save it. Save it for the weekend. LCQs are coming up. Before that, we've got to get through week 6 of VHEL. Atmosai, Soares, Grap, Golden Striker, welcome back. Grap, of course, thank you for the lurk. Golden Striker, best of luck today. The matches have already started on my side monitor here, and if I timed it correctly, that's right, we should be jumping in right off of the bat here. It is a storm point today. I'll tell you what, our weather points to all signs beautiful, luxurious, and glorious. Tell you what, sky's looking very similar to a beautiful video I just happened to watch here a little bit before this. You guys check out the launch. Any of you check out the launch? Artemis 2 on its way to the moon? I'll tell you what, that was no joke today. We'll see if any of our candidates look like astronauts in the paint here, whatever that means. But I'll tell you what, there's been little done today other than plan, watch, and take in all the information with the Artemis 2. I thought that was so cool. 13,679 away. Grap, I assume you mean by hosting your own tournament, which, if some of you haven't heard, the inklings of that solo queue tournament are about to take place here. And for those of you who are here, join up on that Discord. Join that Discord if you want to participate and get involved with my tournaments coming up here in just a few weeks. You got to sign up. Got to sign up when I drop that announcement. And the only place you can find it, by the way, Grap, exclamation point Discord does the exact same thing. But hey, I appreciate the link nonetheless. Sign up while you have a chance, of course. I'm going to drop that link probably tomorrow afternoon. That's right. So if you're waiting, it'll very likely be tomorrow afternoon, that solo queue tournament on April 18th. All right. All announcements are, packed away here. We figured things out. There are going to be a limited number of squads. Some of these kids just don't show up. But more importantly, the ones that do are true blue competitors. The Yellow Jackets are one of those teams that in recent weeks have picked up a couple of dubs here and there. You see that bubble down. Don't know if it's going to defend for long. Susek is a hound right here. Not literally with the Bloodhound, but the Octane just as fast, if not, we'll say faster. Carrying on to the devastated coast, and we're gonna break down these walls here. Official Zernex taken away, but a good response from Q Yans. I like this from the Yellow Jackets, though. You got that Newcastle, you got that reset. BHS, they are quick to try and do the same. Problem is, you don't have that quick support reset, and now you're getting flanked from either side. Susek gate kept on the edge there, and they'll quickly turn their attention to BHS on the exterior. Couple of melee hits will finish the job for Susek. They've officially become the kill leader, and yes, the first team to wipe out a roster here. Now, Wiley High School, I can imagine they're going to be just as good at finding KP. They are the current leader of high school Apex. When we talk about who's the best team in high school Apex, you better be talking about Wiley High School. There's no chance that they ever drop a game. But I will say, Cabarrus, they are definitely a team that can put up a good fight here. Currently in the overall standings, Cabarrus Cougars are in second place just behind Wiley. So you got first versus second here. That being said, when we talk about the laser, all right, the aim, the strategy, and just the gun play here, Wiley High School, they tend to take the cake. Now, I will say, Cabarrus on this high ground, that can be the difference maker for this fight. And Wiley, technically, has been losing out on health right now. So Red Hood, Phantom, I'm, and Nezzy, they're going to try to piece this one together. Couple of fringed haircut shots there up above. That's only going to hit Flooper Kid. And for now, shout out to Flooper Kid. Did manage to follow me today. Shout out to them. Seems like Wiley High School are more than confident, healthy, and back in it here. Double arc stars. I don't think that was really necessary from I'm Nezzy, but you know what? We're going to trade for high ground just as quickly as they pop on up above. they're going to have to dig down deep below. Golden Striker, though, still taking about 75 HP away there on that exchange. And Cabarrus, they're finally peeking the outside. Little to no ammo there as Phantom will represent. First knockdown, looking for the full thirst, but Moth on the other side. A knock of their own. Wiley High School, you can't drop the ball here and now. Cabarrus, though, not having the Newcastle means that it could have been anybody else for a quick three-peat reset. Instead, you got to face this as a 2v2 against Wiley here. And now, well, the zone is a knocking. You got the ticking edge, the burning heat on top of you. As Wiley, they're going to try to stick I'm Nezzy. I would be pinging this if I was Flooper Kid. I would be calming this. There we go. A little drop down, but Cabarrus, they take the trade just as quickly. It's up to Red Hood now, I believe, in a 1v1 here against Golden Striker. Golden Striker, quick bat, and this is the competition for the best. If you let that Flooper Kid reset happen, you are letting them take the competition away from you. But for Wiley High School, trying to utilize the altar portal to make a difference as Cabarrus is all put back together. They might have gotten the reset of one. There's the re-knock there, and with Golden Striker already on a tear, gonna have to take a second to heal for now. And instead, though, another re-knock, but Red Hood finds another. It is going to be a potential reset there, but it is the zone. It is inevitably the zone that wipes out Wiley High School. I can't believe I'm saying this. This is the worst that we have ever seen out of Wiley. It is a bit of a shame. I love Wiley High School, but you know what? Sometimes you're going to have those off moments. This opens up the can for everybody else, though. The chance to win a game out ahead of Wiley. Will it be the Yellow Jackets? Will it be Cabarrus hanging on to second place right now? We didn't get to talk about the scoreboard very much, but the Cougars, Cabarrus, are at 100 points. Yellow Jackets, my next favorite to potentially win, are at 76. Granted, 24 points away. That is still a lion's mountain to climb here. SHS Pojo, Plowboy Walker, I know you're in chat somewhere. 59 points. If they do manage to pick up a win, they could pop off, head past the WTX Trolls at any given point as we pop on over to Pojo on the Rojo. Into Jurassic, they could find Yellow Jackets here buzzing about. There's the scan right in front of them. And Yellow Jackets are officially separated here. SHS Pojo, a nice knock on to Old Bob Jr. there, and the Pojo roster from Spring are going to find themselves at least one, well, maybe two wipes up. Full thirst on its way. The drill over on the side there. That's going to help zone this one out. And I like this from Anderdingus. Get that full thirst. Get that full thirst. Make sure they don't have a chance to pull this together. The Newcastle has seen a lot of play here, and you saw how for Cabarrus, it turned the tides. SHS Pojo, as good as that first one was, doesn't look like they've gotten themselves just about anything else here. Diabeto's going to have to respond for Susek in the face of a trio. I don't think he's going to last for long here. Burnt already down to the low ground. There's the slam, the full-fledged finish onto Susek, and the dive from up above means that SHS Pojo are one fight further. And no Yellow Jackets. Now 6-7 is right here next to the Ravens. You've also got college, or Christian Brothers College High School, kind of stuck in the middle of this one. VHCH Ravens, haven't had a lot of discussion about them. They're currently 23 points behind second place Cabarrus here, who, by the way, still in this lobby. They just happen to be over towards that northeastern section, taking their time. They're going to fight in through checkpoint. Realistically, the only two teams that aren't fighting through checkpoint is going to be Mount Vent, and of course, a little bit of what we saw out of SHS Pojo there. Good recovery. Take the Valkyrie. Get yourself out of the situation ahead for 6-7. Arinity, Dinosaur Kings, and Vexel. They're going to see if they can finish off this as a duo. Now, remember, Cabarrus was not far behind, hiding within the forest of head here. We can find a little wolf for our Red Riding Hood. Cabarrus, though, just as we check back in, are on that northern zip line. So if these shots are tough, and we'll see. Topo, no. Check out this link right above. You can join us here as well. And if you like the YouTube or whatever platform you enjoy, you can probably find me live on it at the exact same time. But hey, if you like chilling, hanging out in the TikToks, No problem there. The support is still appreciated nonetheless. Can you get me some Chipotle in Cincinnati? Kindly Monkey, you're not going to believe this. Today, I had Chipotle. You missed out on it. Just like SHS Pojo's not going to miss out on this KP. They've used the bubble to defend, and honestly, the bubble's making them struggle here. Even still, trying to use the Trident bubble as a source of defense. Braden's going to hop back in, and they're once again riding this one out to, well, not quite the victory they need. Turnaround for Burnt on Apex, and 6-7, they're coming down from the high ground. They're gonna find themselves in the prime position to wipe out SHS Pojo. Got themselves caught, and I'll tell you what, got themselves a little bit too cocky here. VHCH Ravens, they're going to be just as quickly finished off with 6-7 being that third party. Little bit of the janitorial duty, as we like to call it, right there on that second floor. Arinity's on control with VHEL up top. The crack has been found, and with one final big run and gun beam for the 99. That'll take us 3 squads remaining. Now, remember, it is 3 squads remaining. This is high school Apex, okay? There's a reason why we don't see the density that you might be used to with traditional Apex Legends, and this is because, yeah, high school's new. High school's still finding its footing within the comp Apex scene. Malt Vent kids, you know, even if they made this decision to play for the, you know, slow game, it's gotten them to third place. As you guys know, third place in competitive Apex is worth 7 points. Second is 9, and first is 12. Cabarrus, they're going to walk away with even more than just maybe that 12, 9, or 7, because they've got themselves the KP from that fight from Wiley. This is a tournament, or you just like commentating Apex. This is the official competition for high school Apex, hosted by the Valhalla High School Association. So they run a bunch of tournaments for high school players. Apex is one of their more new fixtures that they've slowly started to explore. And so, yeah, these kids are going to compete for a slot in Florida here in just a few months, where they will be competing in person at, I believe, Full Sail or Ferris. One of the two. Probably Ferris. Either way. Maybe Full Sail. Full Sail makes more sense. Anyways, they will be there competing in person because of this tournament and their results. Why is there only 3 squads left? Posey, that's a great question. It's because this is high school Apex. It's Full Sail. Phantom. Phantom clears it for you. There you go. Phantom from Wiley. It is Full Sail. They'll be competing in person. It's high school Apex. One big thing is the signups for high school Apex are low. A lot of these kids, a lot of these communities, and a lot of these schools doesn't even know it exists. So as a result, there isn't usually enough teams to fill out the full 20 lobby. Beyond that, though, it's also skill discrepancy. There's a couple of these schools like Cabarrus and Wiley High School who just kick ass every step of the way. These guys handle business week after week, and that's not going to leave a lot of teams alive. For squad 6-7, it's time to move in. I like that 99, the G7 double tap there. It's not going to find the knock that VHEL needs. Had to break this one out, point blank. Cabarrus, maybe not that low, though, but Flooper Kid taken down to 25 remaining. 6-7, no response to turn. I'd go for the pull push if I was 6-7. There's Arinity back up to high ground, taking the battery on the gravel and has that bubble for response if they need it. Cabarrus wasn't the best take here. The second highest in all of high school Apex after their defeat against Wiley. You'd hope they can win it out. 4-6-7, though, caught by Golden Striker. They've got the return beam. Cabarrus has stepped back up into it, and it's up to Moth and Flooper Kid maybe to cross that distance to help out their teammate who put in so much work here on the edge of zone. Thankfully, they've got that altar port. You get that little ultimate going, you're back in the...
Good luck going after our fans. We have a Huntrix meal at McDonald's.
You mean the Sada Boys breakfast meal?
Ours has Ramyun McShaker fries.
Ours has hash browns.
Hash browns.
Zoe!
It's a battle for the fans.
We love you! What?
Now at McDonald's. Pick a meal.
To pick a side. Don't fight. Kiss.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Snipers out and ready for Mont Vent. Wagyu already found that first knock and could be looking to rhyme his shells here. I like the escape out there towards the east, but that is not in zone. Speed Demon, good to see you. Welcome back. Welcome back. I'd love if high school Apex, I love if all high school esports was supported just as much as traditional sports. I was a guy, when I went through high school, we didn't have anything like this. So, it's only a matter of time, just like it's only a matter of time before Cabarrus will close that gap and choke out maybe a couple of these rotations here. Mont Vent still stuck in the mills. A wide rotate from school 6-7 here, all the way towards that northern side. And that's going to put them in the building for now. Granted, Cabarrus is separate here. If they take a bad fight against Mount on their exit out here, while yes, they do have Moth's Alter Teleport, you could very, very quickly, I mean, maybe get capitalized on. 39 damage in the crack to boot. That's tough. Man, when we went through high school, our parents never wanted us to game. Yeah, no, I understand that. I was the type of kid, 2 a.m., you heard your dad knock on the door. It's time to turn it off. And that was the single line you heard before your soul hit the floor. These people do play at their school, Posey. Officially, they are either at their school within their computer lab or playing, at least in some assistance from their high school. Woo! My gosh, Striker, golden with it. Wagyu's taking the time to at least find a battery, and doesn't look like it's going to mean much there. Already loses the entirety, and that is it for the likes of Mount Vent. Cabarrus, they found success there, but again, 6-7, they've had their struggles, currently separated. This is a 1v3 situation. The shield is down. I believe that is the Newcastle, still separate. Castle wall out as well, and they're going to dive behind the edge. No reset for Flooper Kid, and just as quickly going to be executed. Cabarrus, they've got to play this out as a duo now. Golden Striker and Moth, a 2v3 situation, and this is tough. Well, there you go. Couple answers from some of the high school students in chat and high school, we'll say, administrators. Some do play at home. Just depends on the school, depends on the infrastructure, whatever it may be. And it kind of makes sense in America. We do tend to, you know, have our own PCs kind of decked out, most kids. But that doesn't mean it doesn't exist at some other high schools. Now, Cabarrus, if I was a duo, I would be no closer to this kind of aggression. Banner recovery. That's going to be Flooper Kid back in it. How do they stop cheating in these tournaments? I don't know. I just cast them. Personally, I do not work with VHEL to actually administrate these squads, tournaments, or high schools. I'm just a friendly, lovely guy who likes to provide commentary during his off-season. I can imagine any cheater would be reported and followed up upon within an individual ticket for the organization. Well, somehow Vexel's getting shot through the grater there, and he might turn into cheese if it means getting caught on the split. I like that, though. Take yourself with the pad, maybe for recovery, out of the situation. Vexel's quick to heal this one, and I don't know. This squad, I love them with all my heart, but one bad knock from Cabarrus, and you might find yourself stuck in a 2v2 here, and Cabarrus is built different. There's a reason they're currently second overall in the standings. Still, a little bit of a peek onto Moth, 2v3. Honestly, guys, if I was in this situation as a full three-man force, I'd be looking for the full send. Every second you take not fighting this out, you leave Moth the opportunity to get a tactical, at least steal on you. One good tack. That's all that requires. One good tack positioning, and suddenly you've lost an entire teammate here. I fear it might come down to the final zone close. It's going to take some time. 6-7 is not confident enough to send this fight. And on the opposite end of this, Cabarrus has made a great, at least, positioning to play for the inside. So they have no reason to move. Bubble the door and full send? Yes. Absolutely. I would drop the Gibby ultimate down, bubble it, or I'm sorry, I would drop the Gibby tack down, bubble in, swing. You already know you got rid of the Newcastle, so there's no reset you have to worry about. Okay? There's no quick one. How do I join this tournament? This is for high school students. These are high schools competing against other high schools. It is hosted by VHEL.GG. Look it up. It's the Valhallan High School Organization. All right, 20 seconds to go. I like that crack from Moth. It just showcases the difference in gun skill, and there's the full send from them. Moth to take down Dinosaur King. That is your Gibraltar caught out here. Now, we need to see a further push from Golden Striker if it means getting something done, but instead, Golden Striker with the drill. Now, up to the edge of the grab lift there, taking advantage of Arini's own tactical. Drop back down onto the stairwell, and they have yet to find just about jack shit. There we go. A full knock onto Moth, and now it is officially a 1v2 situation here. There's no way you should lose this out, especially with how low Golden Striker is. Gonna try to take the time and go for the med kit, and that's gonna leave it open for 6-7 to get this complete revive off for Cabarrus High School. I think the bell has rung. Your time is told. The house is closing, and you are stuck with nowhere to go. There's the Gibby bubble for the peak. 42-13. VHEL knocked on the edge here. 2v1. That's his Gibraltar support legend. You're going to have to at least get him down the slide to the stairwell. The first one will find its purchase. Serenity almost goes out here. One peek from Dinosaur King. He'll be taken away. VHEL is looking for it as the zone finally closes in. VHEL will finish the job. I wish I knew what school this was, but 6-7 are your winners of game number 1 here. That was way too close. I could have won that if they didn't have Gibby. That's true. I agree. That could not have been played worse. Zelik makes a good point. Yo, Brazy, thank you for the follow. Bro, come to my school, please. Your school can sign up. VHEL.GG. The problem is, can't be from different high schools. Got to be from the same high school, K. Sorry about that. VHEL.GG. Official high schools. Sign up. Sign up. This is High School Apex. Oh, all right. Let's take a look at the scoreboard while we wait. Lewis is here to help me read out the scores while we have a chance. 6-7, currently in the lead there with 7 KP. You want to help? No? That's fair. How do you sign up? Hey, if you come up to this link right here and you type !now, you can actually find the link to VHL.GG. Sadly, I can't send it in the TikTok chat. By the way, Jesse, thank you so much for the follow. Let's talk about the match summary while we still have the moment. Now, 6-7, there they are in first with 7 KP. That is going to be 19 points for them. Cabarrus in second with 6 KP. That is a 15-point start for them, just slightly behind. Wiley High School, alongside teams like BHS, Sims, and CBCHS, none of them find real purchase of KP here. Instead, the next highest for KP was the Yellow Jackets, all the way out in 7th. You saw them wiped out on SHS Pojo. Can I join Bray? Sadly, this is an official high school sanctioned tournament with high schools. It's a little bit of a new thing. That's why there's not as many teams as a full lobby. And hopefully, we'll see how it goes. Is the tourney for fun, or is there money on the line? Personally, you'd have to ask one of these kids, because I don't actually know that. I know something's on the line, and they're going to compete in person, but I'm not quite sure what. We'll see. Got my observer confirming on the side. Well, let's see. Is tourney for fun, or is there a prize pool? Great. Looks like the kids don't know either. Compete in person? Yeah, it's going to be at Full Sail University. They split the teams into 2 decision. What's console aim assist? Is it still 0.6? Because these kids are playing... Oh, Moth, you're in here. Console aim assist would be 0.6, but because you're in a PC lobby, it is changed to be 0.4. Bro, you're going to cast IRL at the Octane League? I am, Grindworthy. I'll see you there. Zephyr, are you going to be at Full Sail? That'd be sick. I'd love to be at Full Sail. I will say, though, they're very likely to use the casters at Full Sail University, the students that are actually at that campus who have a lovely competition, or who have a lovely program already. So I'll just say this, it's very unlikely that I won't be casting it in person at Full Sail. I'll talk to VHEL.gg, see what maybe we can work out if that is the case. I can cast not just the Apex tournament, I can cast any of these games, albeit I love Apex. I love it specifically. Does the principal have to prove any high school from the United States? It can be any high school from the United States. I will say, though, it usually has to be supported by the high school, right? Can't just have a bunch of kids running around representing your high school name willy-nilly. A lot of the time, this stuff gets set up directly. Most of the Tex teams will be at the Undisputed TexF St. Eburns at the end of April. Yeah, I wish I could be there, too. I wish I could be at the TexF one. That happens to fall. For those who don't know, I also cover Collegiate Apex. That one's a lot bigger. You got 200-plus teams in College Apex, and it really is no joke. It is, except VHEL.gg. That is VHEL.gg. Take a look it up. And honestly, if you want to get something started at your high school, it's really not that hard to do. There we go. We'll support. Nice. Yo, cute Caden. That's so crazy. The same name as Caden, the other Caden. Well, cute Caden, thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. We're still not in game yet. Looks like 2 minutes on the extension, so should be starting up here in another 2 or 3. But yeah, if you guys have any other questions, I usually cover Collegiate Apex Legends throughout the week. And honestly, I'm going to start covering some of the pro stuff too. Why not? There ain't anybody else better. Is anyone allowed to join? No, it is high school specifically, Brandon. These are for high school students and high school teams. Don't lie to yourself, buddy. Hey, I will say, he was very, very close to winning that exchange. If you're in Texas, find a teacher or coach to sponsor your team and get them in contact with TexF. That's a great shout out. Shout out to TexF. I just realized I can actually just pull this up on my own here. TexF is another major high school org. The Texas Scholastic Esports Federation. They also have Apex Legends as one of their titles. They have an event coming up here at Baylor University, April 30th through May 2nd. That is going to be in Waco, Texas. And it's no joke. That is another LAN. If you guys have never seen Baylor's esports program, their esports facility, it's no joke. It's a great place. I have the feeling these guys actually fry. Well, I'll tell you what, if you actually take a look at some of the participants here, Wiley High School, you got Red Hood, who's an Apex Predator. Phantom and Nezzy are Masters players. Who else? Who else is kind of disgusting? A couple Masters on Cabarrus. There's another Pred somewhere. I know there's a Pred somewhere. Not PNG Predators as much as I would think. Okay, Magenta Pepper from the Ravens. They're rocking that Pred badge. Unknown Demon from Bell, Texas. They have not been playing in a lot of weeks, though. I would have won. Gibby's passive allowed Octane to heal in the comp. Gibby Octane Rising is a key comp, so it was something. Oh, Golden Striker, you were very close. What about Cersei, a junior in high school? Cersei, not a junior in high school. No way. Is Cersei a junior in high school? Oh my gosh, I feel old. Wow, he's 17 years old. Not gonna lie, I think he's got a couple other competitions, Luke, that keep him busy. I think Cersei's a little busy. I don't think he's got time for high school Apex. Are people still running Octane right now after getting nerfed to the ground? I mean, it's high school Apex, not Core U, as I say your name there. A lot of the selections are going to be comfort, right? These players, they usually come directly from rank. This is their first time ever playing competitive Apex Legends. And I honestly can't blame them for running whatever legend they like best. Sometimes that's the best decision you can make. Most of these rosters, they ain't got coaches. They ain't got like hard support. They don't have the wisdom of other players from other schools like Collegiate does. I mean, Collegiate's insane. Collegiate supports Collegiate, all right? If you've ever tuned into a Collegiate broadcast or you've shown at least a little bit of interest there, those schools and students, they're helping each other out get better at Apex Legends. And sure, there's a couple pro league players that like to dominate. End of the day, collegiate continues. 2-3 years ago, collegiate was nowhere closer to where it is today. So that's why you see a little bit of the discrepancy of the picks. That's why the comps are a little bit fast and loose here. And that's, of course, why, especially with the inklings of the start for high school, you see so many little teams. I will say for VHEL.GG, I would have liked to see them keep the divisions together. I know there's a difference in terms of ranked and the experience for, you know, how much time someone's put into Apex Legends, and that's why they have the two divisions. But I don't know. Eventually, this won't be a problem. The more schools that find out about VHEL.GG are going to turn around, and you can have 2 full divisions, no problem. SHS Pojo has support from me, their coach. There you go. Plowboy Walker's always on the his A, helping out SHS Pojo. Now, they are going to be starting on devastated coast here. So, complete southeastern side of the map. Our winners of Game 1, Arinity, Vexel, and Dinosaur King. I'm going to take 2 seconds on the outside of this to, because I know they've got their name here somewhere. They're messing with me. Those are the... It's the PNG Predators. I can't say that word. Neches? This is definitely a Texas school. How do you pronounce that? Either way, it's the Predators. Port Neches? Whatever. Port Groves. They were our winners of Game 1. For some reason, they changed their name to 6-7, but you know what? You can't control these kids. They play their own game. They've got their own spirits. SHS Pojo, far end of zone. Last time around, we saw the devastated coast explode. TechSef and VHEL are partnered this year for Apex. I didn't know that. That's awesome. Hey, shout out to that. When is, Plowboy Walker, I'd love to know, when does TechSef typically play? And do they have broadcasts? What day does TechSef have their competitions? Are they already over? Because you know me, I'm a Texan. I'm happy to lay down the law for Texas Apex, if that's what it means. Anyways, I'll let you answer that. Yellow Jackets are here, finding a single solo up towards Lightning Rod. Woo! The missile was the start. The drill will be the follow-through from Susek there, trying to split this one on either side of the zip line. Leave it up to Susek and finds himself in the face of 2. That Newcastle is going to come on through as Cabarrus still finds more knocks. This is the problem, though, for the Yellow Jackets. This time around, you don't get the chance to get that Newcastle reset off. Cabarrus, you need to get a knock to follow up here. The beam from up above, and Diabeto picked off there. One last remaining member in the corner, and that'll be it for the Yellow Jackets today. The first squad eliminated here. First caught out by SHS, and this time around, right into Cabarrus. A bad day for the Yellow Jackets. Would have loved to see it. Port Natchez. Well, Port Natchez was the winners of Game 1 here, and we'll see how the rest of these teams fare. Port Natchez, I just made a reel about them like literally a couple days ago. It's like a couple thousand views here on the platforms, and it was watching them die to zone. So you know what? A win's a win. Taking a look at our feed, I do want to track Wiley High School. They are currently over by Ferrari. If you guys don't know where that is, it's just south of North Pad. It's where you could pick yourself up a Trident, get a little bit quicker into the zone. Fall and spring seasons, and the spring season just finished 2 weeks ago. Playoffs are going, but they let each school handle streaming until the state tournament. Oh, that's really cool. I'll have to reach out to TechSef next year and see if I can maybe get something settled with them. I love VHEL.GG, what they put on, and I'd love to just, make more streaming happen for a lot of the high school space, because the best way to put high school on a platform is just keep covering it. BHS, you saw them caught out early last time around in the devastated coast here. Again, Mount Vent. I don't know if they know Mount Vent is currently a duo, but the minute they find that out, that would be the go button in any other competition. Wiley High School, we talked about the Trident a little bit. Here you finally get to take a look at it. Christian Brothers College High School. It's just Jaybird and the Nuther. Little defensive bombardment, unable to come through here, and with the beams just as quickly. Wiley High School, they mean business. All right, they know they fell apart last game at the hands of Cabarrus, and they don't want to let that failure define the rest of how today's going to go. This is a team who is currently 100 plus above the rest. Yo, Marco, I didn't get to see that message. My little, what's it called, messed up for half a second. But hey, thank you for the compliment, Marco. I appreciate that. Now, Sims Apex. We talked a little bit about VHCH Ravens. In last game, they were caught out in checkpoint here. That Lifeline ultimate. It's going to make a little bit of a difference maker, but Red Hat Shark is still caught out here by the exchange. Trying to play the walls. It will inevitably be Ash Kid. Picked up by the Ravens. Cabarrus and Wiley High School, though. Here it is. Sounds cool. They try to get students and streamers shoutcasting, too. Man, I just gave a presentation at a high school about a week ago about shoutcasting. It was really cool. I did a whole like hour-long presentation, and then we did a Q&A, and I taught the kids about shoutcasting and being a pro shoutcaster. Wiley High School quickly getting chased out here. Nezzy's got to get back inside, just barely. Dodge is getting knocked out there. Flooper Kid and the rest of Cabarrus are trying to play for that second floor. 40 floors. Flooper would be the worst knock here on the very first of this fight. Without your Newcastle, you don't get those quick revives like you did last time around. Flooper inevitably caught out, and it's none other than Pred player Red Hood. They've got that altar portal, and you can see the difference in skill set, right? This squad knows exactly what the comp meta is right now. They've got that quick altar rotate, and that's going to be Cabarrus back together. Now, BHS, VHCH Ravens, a fight on height here. Ravens, you saw their success very early on. We'll see if they can continue it against the BHS roster, sitting on double napkins for Zernex and Zernext. Q Yans is the only one with blues. A little bit of that health differential is going to be a difference maker, but not before we see a knock from afar there. Ender Dingus from SHS Pojo has come on through as a third party. Almost the entirety of this team is bled out by that defensive bombardment, and who knows, SHS Pojo, they might turn their attention up and over to the high ground with the Ravens for the full send finish. Back over to your regularly scheduled Wiley versus Cabarrus fighting here. A little bit of a dash through the air, and the beam from Phantom. It's enough to find one, but not before Golden Striker's on the other. This is still a huge separation, and Wiley's going to stick the reset on Amnezi. Golden Striker once again, though, porting through the other side, and they find themselves stuck between three. There's the tactical reset, back up to height as that castle wall and the revive means that Red Hood has got to move for the re-knock, but finds themselves caught on the crossfire. Cabarrus now leads for one here, and they're going to keep following this up. Wow. Another reset with the altar portal play, and I don't know if Wiley's going to get the chance of a lifetime to go for the full refresh. Yeah, no chance. Phantom trying to run for as long as he can, and find just a bit of a crack through the doorway. I like taking that pad, though, back over through the wall, uses it to get to the Trident, which is much harder to get wipes on. Instead, Cabarrus still has yet to find the full wipe against Wiley High School. Talk about the schmovement. My man got out of dodge. Okay, but notice, though, Amnezi is delaying, trying to put up as much time as possible so that we can see Wiley High School get the full reset here onto Red Hood. That thirst, that's very important. You need to get that banner sometime soon here. And there you go. Phantom has made the banner recovery, and hopefully with either a portal or that Trident, the entirety of Wiley can get put back together here outside of the Cascades, or maybe a little bit further south. Couple extra beams from Mount Event Kids here as a duo. Fight as they will, they're going to have to play with the defensive bombardment from the VHCHS Ravens. Where's SHS Pojo? Because they could come on through and maybe find themselves more. Instead, They've found Natchez or Port whatever. Currently stuck down on the northern side here. That early knock could balloon into more as Mount Vent. Couple of shots. This is still a 2v3, and that defensive and the bubble's going to give them the opportunity to play for reset. Still, though, the Ravens are not healthy. You got to be careful about taking that evac. I know. No, you're going down. Yeah, no. You do not take, I don't care what level of Apex you're watching, you do not take an evac that close. You're better off trying to run it out. It is going to be another altar portal. Pull this one back together for the Ravens here. Wiley, they're going to be trident resetting all the way towards the south. Cabarrus, they're prioritizing that rotate towards Lagoon. Mount Vent, they found the knock of one, a little switch to the 99, and up there towards the choke. Do they invest in this? Or maybe do they pull back into the pylon here? Mount Vent, they are the type of squad that's more than happy to keep getting aggressive. Werf Skitty, Raptor, and Almark, they are now going to mirror that same rotation we just saw out of Cabarrus. So, if Mount Vent are still chasing this out, which they are officially pinched here. Cabarrus could very easily turn this around and find you stuck out. Wagyu, though, caught by Werf Skitty Hog, and now in a 1v3 situation, the Barrage Ultimate will be the only saving grace that gets you through this fight ahead. Ravens, though, this is a lot of noise, and Cabarrus could very easily swing on in as we say goodbye to Mount Vent kids. Cabarrus is still here. Cabarrus is still here. Like I said, they heard those shots, and they'll slink across the river. Fishes that will grow legs to tread upon land. Flooper Kids, Golden Striker now, a pincering attack right into the corner of zone, and at third zone, it is very unlikely you survive that exchange, and especially when you got the Hemlock putting you to rest there. That's it for Werf Skitty Hog. One fell in the kill feed that we weren't able to pick up, and with one last remaining chase ahead, it's up to Raptor to get into zone here on the side of Pylon, and thankfully, the edge of zone is oh so close. Moth tries to take flight and instead finds himself unable to wipe out our main man Raptor. He's got those 6 syringes, 26 seconds to go. Edge of launch pad. I mean, there's 4 squads left. This guy's got a lot of time. He's got a lot of space. The real question is, can he put this roster back together? The puzzle, the pieces have fallen here. And Cabarrus, heck, they're taking their time on those full thirsts. There was a couple of banner resets right along the way, but even still, on that Gibraltar, you're going to get that Moby. That's going to be maybe the difference maker here. But the minute you throw that one down, I guarantee you Cabarrus is going to start to look at you. SHS Pojo, we talked a little bit about the aggression seen from them in this game. Wiley High School. They're going to rotate all the way towards the edge, take the height to the outside of SHS, and this is a fight for the ages. I thought you were Sean Schemmel. I wish I knew who that was. Usually I get compared to John Kirikou. Well, SHS Pojo, they've held on for now, but against Wiley, you're going to have to do a lot more than holding. Bubble's already down, and the Wiley peak is unsuccessful. Ender Dingus with the knock. Wiley is still going for the full send here. Phantom up onto height is finally a knock of 1. The drill onto Red Hood is ticking away. A single dash of health, and SHS Pojo, Bird tries to throw the bombardment down, but in the end, SHS Pojo will go out. Or no, Wiley goes out. Holy shit, SHS Pojo just beat Wiley. My bad, the kill feed's a little bugged right now. All right, 2 squads remaining. Cabarrus and Pojo. We've been looking for a Pojo.
Good luck going after our fans. We have a Huntrix meal at McDonald's.
You mean the Saja Boys breakfast meal?
Ours has ramen McShaker fries.
Ours has hash browns.
Hash browns.
Zoe!
It's a battle for the fans.
We love you! What?
Now at McDonald's. Pick a meal.
To pick a side. Don't fight. Kiss.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
My next win is the best one, so I tell them that I'm on to the unclean. On to the next one. On to the next one.
parks. One vacation that changes everything. Universal Orlando Resort.
With a first place finish, that's 22 points for Cabarrus. They're definitely the winners of the day. SHS Pojo, though, props where it's due. 17 points there. There's the VHCHS Ravens. Of course, 5 with 3. That's going to be 12 points. Wiley High School in 4th. They rounded out at 7. No one else picks up any KP. It is just those 4 for game 2. All right. Well, hey. It's another happy Wednesday. It's a shame it's only 2 games. As always, hopefully I'll be back tomorrow for a little pro action. If I'm not, you can definitely catch me this weekend, this Saturday, Collegiate Last Chance Qualifiers Finals, the match point finals. One team gets to earn their slot to Cincinnati, Ohio to compete for the multi-$1,000 collegiate prize pool. All right, folks, let's get a raid going. I signed my high school up on the website. I'll be honest, my man, I am not VHEL.GG. If you hop onto that Discord, though, you absolutely can get those questions answered. I'm just a commentator. And by the way, Star, thank you for the follow.